Our life may have its own ups and downs, and have you ever felt like almost no one really likes you? I suppose many people have experienced such feelings of loneliness and social isolation at least once. And quite a common problem in the modern world is social anxiety. People with social anxiety may worry about acting or appearing anxious, for example, stumbling over words or blushing, or being viewed as stupid, awkward, or boring. As a result, they may avoid social situations, and when it cannot be avoided, they experience significant anxiety and distress. Social anxiety disorder affects approximately 15 million American adults, and it is the second most commonly diagnosed anxiety disorder following specific phobia. And if you had similar situations as those I described earlier, you're not alone. To be honest, I always was rather an introvert than an extrovert, and there were times when I had stress communicating with people I met for the first time. But I can't say it was too bad, at least I hope so. The thing is, social connections are vital, and this statement is not something I've just come up with. This meta-analytic review proves my point. Turns out strong social relationships influence the risk of death, and it's comparable with well-established risk factors for mortality such as smoking and alcohol consumption. So, when you hear about how avoiding excessive amounts of nicotine and alcohol may be important for your longevity, remember that there is also a dark horse that's not so often mentioned in this context. Actually, it's not the only proof that social connections may make you live longer. A well-known Harvard study on adult development shows that people with good quality social connections are more likely to live happier and longer lives. Speaking of strength and overall quality of relationships, how do you achieve them? How do you fill your life with interactions with other people that will make you pause and think, man, I love this. When it comes to social connections, I believe that it's sometimes important to think of them from the perspective of the golden rule of morality. Treat others as you would like to be treated. So the focus of this video is shifted towards how to communicate with others with fun, empathy, and respect, supposing that sooner or later they will return the favor, kind of reciprocity. From my own experience, it works great, and sometimes it made me absolutely surprised. I was aware that I was nice, if I may say so, to the people around me, but when they did the same thing to me, it felt unbelievably amazing. But before we get right into the exciting stuff, I want to say something. As you may know, in such videos when it comes to social anxiety and depression, it's often mentioned that treatment by licensed specialists may tremendously help you overcome them. And I can't agree more. It's all available, but not everybody wants to get out of their comfort zone and try it. And if you know you won't seek for professional help in any case, consider reading books or watching videos on this topic, like for example cognitive behavioral therapy. It's used in treating social anxiety disorder as well. It's proven to be quite effective, and if you want to try it all by yourself for starters, you can always dig some information from trusted sources on the internet or read a book. I did the latter when I started paying attention to this topic. Now let's get back to our exciting part. Effective communication is the foundation of a healthy relationship. If you don't communicate well, you will get things confused. And wait, is there a way to do it right? Right is not a perfect word, I guess. Of course, I don't think I have the authority to call some types of communication as correct or incorrect. I don't think I'm the guy who's in possession of the ultimate truth about this topic. Probably nobody is. Nevertheless, here is what I learned. Generally, I love the idea of nonviolent communication. It's a framework developed by psychologist Marshall Rosenberg in the mid-1960s. It's not so long ago. The aim of nonviolent communication is to create a way for people to communicate with each other that is compassionate, honest, and effective. Basically, we notice the needs, feelings, and requests of others, express our own, show empathy, and respect. It's quite interesting. This video is not a review of the book by Rosenberg, otherwise I would tell you earlier. Just want to point out the keywords that these videos revolve around. See? Like mutual respect, non-violence, empathy, desire to listen, humor, reducing the amount of critique and judgments, and some others. When we communicate with empathy and interest, the people you're communicating with are more likely to feel heard and understood. This helps to build trust and rapport, which may turn out to be essential for healthy relationships. So let's talk about listening. It truly allows us to understand the other person's perspective. Sounds obvious, but it's not that simple. I think oftentimes conflicts arise from the lack of proper listening or expressing your needs and desires, or maybe both. So it's important to actively listen to what others have to say and leave a feedback. Smile, show your reaction, and what types of emotions you're experiencing, and paying attention to their words, tone, and body language may help sometimes. We're not robots, and you may notice some signs of disturbance and stress or excitement or despair and carelessness on people's faces and bodies. So by listening, I mean listening attentively. When you notice that your opponent needs some support, you may offer it. And another side is to show interest. Show that he or she is not talking to a wall, but to someone who cares, who's excited to talk not only about himself. It's about demonstrating your genuine interest, as the author of the book How to Win Friends and Influence People calls it. By actively listening to someone, you're demonstrating that you value their thoughts and feelings and are willing to give them your full attention. This can help to clarify any confusion and facilitate more effective communication. When you're in a conversation, focus on the other person and try to put yourself in their shoes. Ask questions to clarify their thoughts and feelings, and show an interest in their experiences and perspectives. I suppose not only will this help you build stronger relationships with others, but it will also help learn and grow as a person. So listen actively, which means making an effort to really hear what others are saying and responding thoughtfully to their comments. But what about speaking? Of course, it's important as well. When it comes to understanding of each other, it is essential to be clear and concise when speaking, by avoiding making wild assumptions and by expressing your own worries and needs, showing that you're a human being, that you can make mistakes or feel bad can go a long way. It helps solidify trust and build close relationships. The point is not to create a picture of a perfect you versus the world. Here is what I believe some people mean by being genuine and down to earth. Being yourself, letting your true personality shine through while speaking, being honest about your thoughts and feelings, this type of stuff. Moderation is important. You shouldn't talk about yourself 100% of the time. Nobody wants a friend who always speaks only about himself. Let's get to another part of speaking, judging and criticizing. I even have a whole video devoted to this topic because it's something that was revolutionary for me, limiting blaming of others and shifting towards rather being an observer than a judge, and it's a perfect tool for avoiding conflicts. Putting labels on other people may feel really offensive for them. Treat others with respect and kindness, even if you don't always agree with them. Respect is a fundamental aspect of a healthy relationship. Acknowledging the worth of the other person and treating them accordingly, it is important to be respectful towards others, regardless of their background, beliefs, or values. But if I do find myself in the middle of a heated argument, a perfect move is to slowly stir out of it, even if I think I'm right. This is the toughest part, getting out of there, but at the same time without letting others feel that their feeling of importance was just hurt. Remember that even if you prove to your opponent that you're absolutely right, doesn't mean it will make him or her feel great. Losing an argument sucks, but winning can too. So I would avoid heated ones. When it comes to something mutually funny, it won't hurt, right? Use positive reinforcement. It involves acknowledging and appreciating the other person's positive actions. This includes providing compliments, expressing gratitude, and acknowledging their efforts, lending a hand when someone needs it, or simply showing an interest in someone's day. These gestures can help build positive relationships and create a sense of goodwill, I believe. The point of positive reinforcement is to promote self-esteem and encourage positive behavior. Compliment others. People love to hear positive feedback about themselves, so give sincere compliments and show appreciation for others. Notice details and point them out, again, in a sincere way. It will show that you really care and you're interested. Alright, so many things. Let's sum up. Building and maintaining healthy relationships require time and effort. It is essential to invest time in this part of your life, I believe, and it's shown that strong social relationships are associated with longer lives. They provide us with a sense of belonging, comfort, and security, and maintaining them can improve our overall well-being and contribute to a happier life. So it's crucial to learn how to really communicate with people, which I consider to be a skill, which you can improve by rethinking some of your behavioral patterns. I talked about nonviolent communication, which helps to reduce conflict by encouraging people to listen to each other's needs and feelings, rather than getting caught up in blame and judgment. I also covered the topic of attentive listening, on how and why you should really be invested into your conversations with others, also about how to express yourself, why speak with respect, avoid heated arguments, and use positive reinforcement. So go out there and enjoy. It's fun, and you've got this, my friend. I truly hope this video is helpful. Subscribe if you want to see more, and definitely have a good day.